this is back to Pominals. Hope we're all doing really well. If you're new around here, do me a solid. We are nearly at 5K. I'd love to hit that in the next couple of days. It's like 30 people. Like, come on, ladies and gentlemen. Like, just hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button for Pommy. Let's hit the algorithm and let's have some fun. But we're here today with the tipping comp update, but also Pom's tips for the week. So last week, we were two out of 4. We got a bit overzealous, you could say. It kind of happens. What can I say? It happens. It makes you sad, but it is what it is. But let's get into the tips. Start off with my Blue Boys up against the Richmond Tigers at the MCG. A return for Les Blues in Melbourne. I'm tipping this one really straight down the bat. This one seems an easy one for me. I think Carlton will be really buoyed from last week's performance. Real tight win against the Lions up at the Gabatoir. Richmond, they got a little bit of a dust up, even though Dusty may return this week against Gold Coast. But Dusty Martin coming back. Tom Lynch is rumoured to come back as well. Both underdone. I don't think the Blues will be too worried about that. I think they'll back themselves in. I think it should be a comfortable win by them, 4+ goals. Collingwood entertain Sydney. Sydney, again, another good win in Sydney for them. Really put Melbourne to sword. Collingwood disappointing, it has to be said, against GWS. That being said, though, I think Collingwood at the G are a different kettle of fish. They will be angry, they will be hungry, and they will be looking to redeem themselves. And I don't kind of buy in at this stage yet that there is a Premiership hangover that we saw from Geelong last year because they had so many injuries. I think Collingwood are a little different kettle of fish. I just think nothing they tried worked last week. So I'm confident that the Pies will win this one by Fua. Up next, Essendon entertain the Hawks. Now, this one probably is the hardest one to tip, in my opinion. I find this one an incredibly difficult proposition to tip because I'm hot on the Hawks, but I am going to go with an early season win for the Bombers. I could be totally wrong. If I am, there it is. I don't often tip the Bombers, so just take this one and run with it. GWS entertain North. GWS really, 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 really impressed me. I was super impressed with what they brought in. They were phenomenal. They were literally phenomenal in this one. And North Melbourne, I think they're going to struggle this year. I do know Clarkson's got them playing well. I know that they had that early season win in the preseason, but I think GWS are going to be too strong. And I do think it's going to be a big score. GWS look the Real Deal at the moment. Geelong entertain St Kilda. We get to see my wife's side Geelong also debuting in this comp. It's at round 0 happens and talking about that and then Adelaide make that trip to Gold Coast. Gold Coast on their back of their very impressive Richmond win. Dimmer really showcasing a real changing brand for Gold Coast, which I think is really interesting and something that I'm really looking forward to seeing how that eventuates throughout the season. Adelaide, they have been heavily talked about in the off-season, a team that we've talked about here way too much probably. Looking forward to that one, but I do think Adelaide will prevail, and I think that they will win that one by 3 points. Melbourne on the back of a really, really tumultuous off-season, and obviously they got the better of in their game in round 0, but they do entertain the Doggies, who themselves I feel like have got a lot of question marks this year. And I do think Melbourne will hit back and win this one by 9 points. I think Melbourne way too good, way too strong, and that should be an entertaining game. Port entertain and kick off their campaign against everyone's favourites for the wooden spoon. And unfortunately, I do think West Coast haven't got a prayer here. I'm tipping the biggest margin of the round 73. I think Port are just too big, too good, too strong. I think this will be a decimation and a bad time to be a West Coast fan. And then Brisbane on their tight loss to my Blue Boys. They go up to WA to play Fremantle. And I do think Brisbane will be too strong. I think they will be angry and very hungry to right the wrongs. 25 points to them. And then let's look at the 2 tipping comps we've got going on. we've got this one here for everyone. We've got my wife leading the way with mates, Maxim, Blues, a host of people on 3 in a row. Great cast, stock standard, Peter Haywood, some legends. And then we're going down to the bottom there. Some people propping up the leaderboard with 1. Interesting enough, I have broken my cow and duck to do it. And then let's go and look at the other one. The other one, just the members only. Let's see who is kicking bum and taking names. Chuck Finlay, brilliant work with 3. Peter V with 3. The wonderful Sayers with 3. Koblov guessed the correct score in the counting game. So he's got a negative differential there. Absolutely spot on. Boydie, I wonder if that's the Jordan Boyd. He is struggling down the bottom, but some good tips. Make sure you get your tips in. That was this week's episode of Just the Tips. Make sure you put Just the Tip in tonight. Much love, everyone. Peace, love, and light. Pop out.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella